Well, I think writing has taught me that it's okay to take a chance. It's okay to believe in what you want to share with the world. It could fail miserably, it could be triumphant, but somewhere in between there, is a beautiful spot where you learn about yourself. My name is Amy Weinland Daughters. I'm an author, keynote speaker, and humorist. Well, I think we all have something great inside of us that we're afraid to do. And it doesn't have to be writing. The mistake would be not to listen to that voice, not to let it come through one time and trust it just this much, just enough to move forward one step. My writing style, I would say, is humor with some heaviness to it. Between writing You Cannot Mess This Up and Dear Dana, the biggest thing I gained was confidence. Because I saw You Cannot Mess This Up gain traction. I had someone tell me how well I wrote dialogue, and I had no idea that I could write dialogue well. It's still shocking to me that this person said it. And so I went into writing Dear Dana with a whole nother level of confidence. And I think my voice comes through more clear in the second book, just because I have that confidence to build on. I was basically on Facebook one day. I looked up an old friend who I'd met at a summer camp in Texas 30 years ago. Voila, there she was. We friended each other because it didn't mean anything. And right away I found out she had 5 kids, and the youngest one, Parker, the only son, was struggling with cancer. And so after watching her post for a while, I came up with this idea, like it was a lightning bolt out of the heavens. I was like, you know what I'll do? I'll start sending them handwritten notes. After about 10 weeks, and there's no good words for this, just absolutely devastation, Parker passes away at only 15 years old. What can I do? And I was a little mini lightning bolt. I'll just keep writing the letters. And they became longer and longer and longer. And every week I was about to give up, and say, oh, I'm done with this. I'm not gonna write. It's awkward. This is, kind of bizarre. Like, what can I even be doing? And then about 4 or 5 months into writing her, she wrote me back a 10-page letter. And that kicked off 2 years of us writing and exchanging letters in the U.S. mail. So we spent these 2 years developing this really intimate relationship through the U.S. mail. We would say crazy stuff like, I've never told anybody this, but I know I can trust you. Like stranger who I've not spoken to in 30 years, like a literal stranger. She wrote about her grief. I looked at my life from the outside in, and it was super cathartic. I sat back and I was like, if this can happen with this one random girl from Louisiana, like what about these other 600 people on this list of people who I've done life with to differing degrees? And I put everybody's names into a box and I started drawing them out. And I spent 18 months writing all 600 of my Facebook friends a handwritten letter. And it absolutely blew up my life to the point I wrote a book about it, I speak about it, and I can't shut up about it. You Cannot Mess This Up was an idea I'd had knocking around in my head for a long time. And I'd always thought, I'm gonna write a funny back in time story. Like I'm gonna send myself back to my own childhood and it's gonna be hilarious. There's gonna be a lot of polyester, a lot of smoking, and it's gonna be really funny. Will there be a You Cannot Mess This Up Part 2? I get asked that all the time, and it could happen. Someone said I should write it from my oldest sister's perspective, which I found highly offensive. Like, why would anybody want her opinion? I do toy with the idea of what would happen if 80-year-old Amy wrote something. I think the thing I'm most proud of in my writing style is the combination of hope and humor. I think it's 2 of the basic human needs that we have, especially in the culture we live in, is that a dose that there's a reason to go on and then something to laugh about along the way.